Good morning, students.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Sir will join within 2 to 3 minutes. So wait for a while. Meanwhile, try to practice the programs which I had told in yesterday's class, right?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, in yesterday's code, I have a doubt. Like for
Hmm.
using the write function, we can directly use file object dot write and in double quotes we can write the string, right?
Yes.
Sir, but for me it is giving an error. Exception has occurred. A
Hmm.
bytes like object is required, not string.
Okay. We will see. We will see.
Hi, good morning, everybody. I'm sorry, I had a technical problem in my computer and it is not connecting to the net. So I'm today speaking through Shanmukh sir's computer itself. Um, so it's been a long week. All this time I have been in IBM training. I was giving to some IBM people about this Python and developing the web using web framework and a Python like Django and all. So that is the reason why I requested Shanmukh sir to take up these classes for these sections. Okay. Is my voice audible?
Yes,
Yes.
sir. Yes, sir.
Right. So today we will just go through this recursion techniques and even in the afternoon session also we can discuss about some files and all, along with some doubts that needs to be clarified. Uh, Maybe we will practice few other things in files, and because when we go to pandas, you need to know how to actually access the files and how we need to parse everything. We can develop good applications also, like using web scraping, we can take some data and put it into CSV files, and using pandas we can again parse them, or using the CSV libraries. They are very interesting actually. The next unit is completely a practical session. So we have no theory in that at Max. So we will have a live practical sessions like hands-on trainings. So at present, for today, we will discuss about these recursions, and also we will discuss about what we say, the files and all that. Okay, we shall begin now. I will open my browser to share your screen. Right.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, I have some doubts in the question paper. Will you explain in the lab class?
Yes. Yes. Yes, I will. If you show, then I will explain that.
Thank you, sir.
Um, Python tutor. Okay, right. So we will go to recursion. Hmm. Right. I think we have done this recursion type of technique in our classes when we are doing Raptor, right? So the recursion in the sense the function calling itself to solve something. So for example, I will do one thing. Maybe I will send up to, maybe I want to print some 10 numbers without any for loop, and I want to use this recursion concept. So what I will do is I will define a function, define print numbers of some n. Okay. So I will print these numbers up to n, and every time I increment this n up to some condition. So give the column as it is there. And at present I'm not defining anything. So I will just call this function in the global frame. So how do I call? Maybe I will say n is equal 1 initially. So n is equal to 1. And then now I will call something like, why it is coming like this? Print. So I will call the function here itself. I want the numbers to be printed. Numbers of this n. Okay, that's what I
Sir,
need.
numbers.
Okay, fine. Numbers of n. Right, when we do like this, and when we come to print numbers, maybe we can also say num, so that there will be no confusion for you. Otherwise you will think that this n is equal to this n. So this n belongs to the global frame, and this n belongs to the function called print numbers. You'll also see and visualize it in the memory. Now let us write the function now. So what I want to do is, 1 second. I have removed the waiting. Why still the people are waiting here? Enable, okay, right. Okay. So now I will call the function in such a way that I will send the numbers and I want to visualize whether these numbers are actually printed or not. So let us say I want to return I'm not accustomed to this computer, so it's actually another one. Return on print underscore numbers of num plus 1. So can anybody tell me what I am trying to do here? Can anybody guess
So
what
we
I'm
are
trying to do here?
calling a function inside a function.
Yes, you are calling a function inside a function, but I'm returning something, right? So if I'm trying to return, now you will visualize how it is going on. But will it give me exactly 1 to 10 numbers? If I think that every time
Yes,
I'm
I
calling,
don't think.
for example, I am receiving 1, right? So next I am calling the function with 1 plus 1, 2. Next 2 will be received to itself. Next it will be 2 plus 1, 3. 3 will be received to itself. I think we are not stopping anywhere. In this case, I hope that you will understand that we are going to infinite recursion. So we can go on with large numbers and see it will give an error also. What is that error? This computer might be, see what it has said. Stopped since stack has 30 functions in it. You may have infinite recursion. This is what going on. Can anybody tell me the logic how I can stop this infinite recursion?
Breaks.
Break cannot help recursion actually. Breaks only help this for loop and while. Breaks are only for while loops. We need to stop somewhere.
Pass or continue, we can leave no sir after one number.
No.
Taking a for loop.
You don't get any for loop because recursion actually what it does when you call a function, the principle is if the function is returning some value, the function does something and returns to you. For example, in the global frame, I am calling the function print numbers of n, right? And in the definition of the function itself, I am calling itself. That means print numbers of n in the global frame is expecting a return value from this function, right? It is actually waiting now. So I will write wait, okay. But what happens when this function is called by global frame function? This will be called, and inside it I have written something like return print number. So that what I am saying is that this is returning itself. Then when should I get my values here? When should I get my values here? So I think if I am returning like this, it will go on returning to itself only. It will never return to this, which is calling this one. So return can be either a single value, right? How can you return a function here? You cannot return a function. Somewhere else you need to set the condition and return the final number. So in that case, I want to get the final number which I want to see. So it is the sum of n numbers, right? Maybe we are sending the same numbers and we are trying to return it. Let us see what will happen and see. Maybe I will do something like this. If num greater than 10, how about this condition? Return num, right? Else return print numbers n plus 1. That means I'm doing something here. I'm sending n is 1. It will receive here initially. You see, the 1 will be received here. You can carefully observe. Okay, 1 second. So 1 will be received here, right? So here it checks that number is not greater than 10. So it goes to the else part and return the function itself. That means to whom it will return. It calls this one. So this is what we need to understand, that it will look it as 1 plus 1, right? So that means it is nothing but it is giving at this position print underscore numbers of 2. That means it is calling itself. By this time it is not returning actually. Though you write return here, you cannot return a function, right? You can return a value, but it is not returning. So actually this return is also waiting for the value to come back here. You see, in this case, the return is waiting, right? I'm giving wait W, right? The return is waiting for what? To get an individual value from this. So what the return is doing here, the return is calling the function itself to give a value to it so that I can return this. So this return is actually thinking that I am responsible to return to this. This return is also thinking that I am responsible to return to this. At the first situation, carefully understand, at this first situation, whoever calls this function, the returns are always responsible to return to this. So at present, the return is doing something like it is calling the function, its mother function. Now what will happen? This is called, right? This time, this will be called again with 2 as num. It will be checked. And tell me this time what these returns are thinking? Can anybody guess what this return's job is? To return to whom? Is it the global frame or the function calling it?
Function calling.
Yes, function calling it. The first time the global frame is calling the function, and at that moment these returns will think our job is to return to the global frame which is calling it. And when this return is expecting some value by calling its own function, next time when it enters with 2, this time the returns are thinking that I need to return to the previous calling function. It is nothing but itself. Yes, its job is this. Now in this again, because it's not matching with 10, in this again the return thinks that I need to call the function again and wait for the value. So it again waits for the value, see? Return is waiting. So it is the first one, it is the second time it is waiting for the value, right? And again this time it will be 2 plus 1 and you will have 3 calling. Now this will receive with 3. Now what are the return jobs here? What the return will think, to whom it has to return? Is it the first return or the second return? Guess what? Is it the first return that is calling, or it is the second return that is calling the function? To whom these returns will call, which is holding the number 3?
Second return.
Yes, it should be second return, right? And see in the 3 also, actually this return is calling again the function, right? This time the number is 3, so it will be 3 plus 1, so 4. So now again the return is waiting for the next number to come to it. So this return is also waiting, is wait. So this is third time it is waiting. So this time again you are calling, so it is receiving. So again these returns think our job is to return to this calling statement, right? To this calling statement. Again this time the number is 4. 4 plus 1. So you will have 5. And so 5 will be received, and in the meantime again this return is also waiting. Control C, I think. Yes. This is the 4th time it is asking. So let us stop it here at 5 so that, okay. So this time you got 4 again. These returns are trying to return to this one, right? Which is calling the function with the 4 as a value. And so again it is calling here. So this time the number is 5, 5 plus 1, and you will get this as, is it the number 5? No, it is the number 4. So 4 plus 1, this time you receive 5 here. So it is also waiting now. This return is again waiting for the value because it's calling a function and the function should return to it to return to the global frame. So again, the same thing happens, but this time you will have the 5th time. So you will receive 5 here. The return here in when it is receiving the number 5 is trying to send the return value to this, right? And you see here, this time again it receives 5 plus 1, it is 6. And hence what will happen? Because it is 6, it quits. So before quitting, see what we have done. If the number is greater than 5, return num. So we have started to return this, right? This num which is returned is nothing but the last number, which is actually giving. So that is 6 actually. So I think a little bit of modification is needed anyway. This return will return to this. Okay, now this will become 6. And this 6 will be returned to this one. 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 And a final return, which is waiting now, will get the value as 6, right? This 6 will be returned here, right? And this 6 will be printed. I hope you are understanding how it is going on, but we will visualize it. Let us see. Okay. Okay, let us see everything is fine or not. Okay, let us execute and see what is in the global frame. Okay, so let us call n is equal to 1. You can observe in the memory because you have already seen what is there in the code. You can observe the memory. Now it is calling. So the function print numbers with num1 is called, and in the 5th line it is not satisfying the condition, and hence it goes to the 8th line. It says return print numbers n plus 1. You see, again the print numbers will be created. You see, the print numbers of 2 is done. Still the returns are waiting. That is the reason why this function is still alive. The reason is, once a return value has been returned to the calling function, okay, then the function gets destroyed. And you know, this global frame is calling this function, right? So this function is calling this function. Until this function returns to it, this function cannot return to the global frame. So carefully observe. So again, it is calling itself, right? Again, it is calling itself until it gets 6 as a number. So this time it is calling 6, and this is the last time that we are going through, right? That's what I am explaining. So all the functions in the meanwhile are waiting for the next function, which is called function to return a value. So here you observe, until this function returns to this calling, it will not get destroyed. And until this function returns to this, it will not get destroyed. Until this function returns to this, it will not get destroyed. You see how it happens actually when return goes on. Now we are at the 5th line, so it is satisfying, so it comes to 6th. Now we have clearly written an element, not a function, right? So now see how it will get satisfied, right? Have you seen the return value is 6 now, which is returned to the above one? You see? Yes. Have you seen? Next, after this, the return value has been replaced with 6 again. It is sent to the previous function. Next. So one by one, the function is actually sending to itself. I think when I'm talking about a recursion theory in Raptor, I have told you one example, right? How you divide the numbers, how you call with each other. I'm just telling it how you can do it in the Python. So again, we go to the previous number. Again, it will go. This is the final return that we get to the global frame. You see here, and I have I printed it? Yeah, the print has been done. Have you seen? The 6 has been printed. Any doubts in this? Any doubts?
So is there any specific reason why are we using this instead of using loop?
I did not understand. Sorry.
So we could have easily used loops here.
Yes, sometimes
And
you require the recursion helps if you want to solve a quadratic equation. So this is what an easy example I am doing it, right? So if you ask me the question, just I will definitely support you. Yes, we can use loops, but I want to make you learn what is recursion first. Then I will give a very complicated problem to you where you cannot solve it using for or while loops. I think until now we have seen many of the problems. Sometimes we can only solve with while, and sometimes we can only solve with for. And there are problems where you can only solve with recursion. So, for example, the binary search, okay, which we have. I don't know whether you have listened to that video or not. In binary search problem in Raptor, until unless you use a recursion, you cannot solve the problem because you need to divide the whole array into different parts. If you have an idea about binary search, then there we use recursion. So to make people understand that recursion works like this, I have taken this simple problem. But this simple problem can be done in for loop. Do you understand, Saurabh?
yes, I got it. Thank
Yeah.
you, sir.
Just to make you learn the concept, I have taken this. Now, I want to print sum of n numbers. First, I will give you 5 minutes of time, try out in the Python tutor and observe what is happening in the memory. Please, all of you try. Don't think that I don't know the code, I cannot get it. See, this is what I have also wasted my time. I am telling my own experience. When I am in the first year, I never learned the code. I struggled to learn the code after 2 years also. But when, but when I got interest in learning the code, I started to do it. So I started to learn myself and do it myself. I started to implement my own projects. So I was initially unconfident that I cannot do it because my friends are doing very fast. I'm thinking how they are doing. I'm not getting any logic. What is the problem? The problem is just the practice and the try I have made. I was just studying because I just came from the intermediate in the first year at that time. I was just going through the code and I was unable to understand because I know only to by heart at that time. So I hate those 2 years of intermediate, which made me by heart everything. Just the practice is also by heart. The teachers used to say, okay, these are the things that will come to the exam. You by heart this one, you do these 10 programs, practice. What is this? Stupidity. They don't tell the logic. They don't tell me how the sum of n numbers has come. Like the story I have told you about the Gaussian theory, how the Gauss has invented. But they used to say that okay, sum of n numbers formula is this. I got it out. How this was generated? Nobody clarified it. The doubt actually made me to think that I'm unable to learn anything. So please try to understand what is coming and how it is coming. So we had a wonderful tool here. Observe the memory. Based on the memory, you try to write the code. You think that, I don't want anything like this. So yesterday I was training to IBM the Django, right? So I actually don't work with Django. I'm not a professional developer here. But still, when we are going in some training, I have encountered this Django. I thought that why I should learn Django now because I'm not a web developer. But today, for yesterday's training, it used the knowledge which I have learned from the training has really used for my own teaching purpose. Now I'm good at Django. I'm good at developing it. So some or the other day, I will always tell you that it will help you whatever you learn today at this moment. Don't think that this is not useful to me. I had my father's real estate. Maybe you want to write your own website because you're computer science. If you give contract to somebody else,
I think it's like shame on you who has just learned, graduated from computer science engineering, and say that I'm giving my contract of my real estate website to somebody else. Then shame on you. Shame on you. If you copy from somebody else, it's shame on you definitely. You are shaming your own brain, which is too intelligent when compared to all other living beings on this earth and even in this universe. I hope you're not using your brain. I heard that people are copying it. I heard it. Simply passing on the codes when the test is conducted. Why you cheat? Are you cheating me? No, you are cheating yourself. Remember, please try it on your own. I'm saying my own experience. Until unless I tried my own and learned with some enthusiasm, I could not get it. I thought how people are doing. I was completely unconfident. I thought that I cannot do any time in this my lifetime. But later on, I learned it. I learned myself. By the time I came fourth year, I have been experienced in coding. I loved it actually. When you experience, you will definitely love it. Understand and then love it. Don't copy it from somebody else. If you do it, then why you born as humans? Born as a dog or born as a pig? Please try out. I get a lot of angry when you try to copy it because this is where you will lose the time with my own experience. Yes, I have scolded myself that I'm a dog and a pig when I tried to copy in my first year and second year. Copy from my friends. Now I don't like it. From third year onwards in my engineering, I started to do it myself. But nobody told that you need to try it, you will get it. But I'm telling it today. You will try and you will get it. Your brain is such powerful. Bring interest in it. See, once you are at sea, while you are going on boat, if I pushed you into the sea and told you you have to come on yourself to the shore, what you will do? You need to learn swimming simultaneously, along with saving your life. So now you are drowned into the branch of CSE. Now you need to swim into it. Though you have your businesses and your Reliance Ambani's son or daughter, I don't want. But you are in the drowning of CSE branch and you need to learn code to swim in this CSE. Please try it on your own. Now verify the same code in your Python tutor visualizer, understand what is happening, and then please try to write the sum of n numbers problem, which we have already written in our Raptor. You know that what is sum of n numbers, how you do it in recursion. I'm giving you 5 minutes of time. You just try to understand what is visualization and we will write the sum of n numbers. And you are writing parallel with me. Okay? So I also request the people who are doing code by themselves, please don't share your code to others. Just simply tell them I cannot share you. This is the instruction. That's all. Don't help your friends. I am just telling you one small story to you. I had a very good friend who is very nice coder. He's very technically good. I really don't like software engineering jobs. I really did not attempt to that. I want to study masters and take up teaching job. But he is very, now he is working in Boeing company. He is very good at, doing such things. One day he was attempting to Dell company. And at the backside, there was a girl who has studied from Tempany School in Visakhapatnam. I think Tempany is like you speak a lot of English and very posh English. That this you speak like you are an MBA graduate or something. That girl spoke like that. She is our classmate. What happened? That person who is technically good helped her during written test. He showed the entire code and all the technical stuff to her. She has written and passed the exam. And it was the interview time. And at that time, competition is very necessary. If you try to help your friends, something will happen to you definitely. So this girl speaking in English, she has passed the written test. He went into the interview room and came out with a red face. And he told that I could not speak in English very good and I could not communicate because I came from Telugu medium. Telugu medium is not a problem, but he was really afraid of seeing those people during the interview session. This girl who came from Timpani, she was very accustomed to have a very high culture in the society, and she was roaming around with big people. She was not afraid and not nervous, and she could speak and communicate in a very good way. So you know that per annum in 2007 it is 4 lakhs. It's very high salary. She got that job and he was rejected. He was technically good and she was completely poor in the technicality. The only reason is that he helped him. They are the only two persons selected in the what we say written test at the time. It was very tough written test. And you know what has happened to him? He completely cried, and you know after that he realized I should not help these people because you know I am losing myself. Do not help. Help in the sense that you give him a hint, teach him and learn yourself. Don't give the code. Giving the code is just a malpractice from yourself also. Help him to understand, help him to learn something. Do not bring the code to him and ask him to just copy it. It will not help him and you also. If you teach somebody, you will learn a lot. You know, that is why I like teaching, because I always think myself as a student. Please try on. Yeah, we had an instruction that from next time onwards, please join within the time, because by 9 means you join by 9:05 at least. Don't come late, because we only need to handle up to 9:50, because the Zoom link might get cut down. So already it is really 9:50. I think we will discuss the remaining things in the lab. We will do all the programs in the lab, including the files. Okay, bye bye for today.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.